Hello.
Totally seasick.
Welcome to the Wild Orange. This has been our home on wheels for the last 6 years.
6+, yeah.
And we've done a tour like this before, but we thought we would do a little updated tour of our home on wheels that has taken us, this house has taken us all across the country over the last 6 years. We're currently in Fisher, Texas right now, just north of San Antonio, but we wanted to take you guys inside and let you guys see a little bit, a glimpse of, you know, what RV living is like, and maybe some differences about what it may be like versus living in actual stick and bricks house, and some of the things that may be the same for you. But we're gonna go inside and just give you a little tour of everything.
All right, see you inside.
Hi, I didn't know you were filming yet. So, but welcome inside the Wild Orange. This is our 2016 Highland Ridge
Open Range. 427 VHS.
427 VHS 3X. Yes. It's 42 feet long, which is very large in the RV world, but we have 5 members in our family, so we need every bit of that amount, especially since it's our full-time living space. So right now you're in the entrance here that houses our dining room, living room, and kitchen. Over here to my right is our 3 boys' bunk room and half bath. And then over here will be stairs and our main bathroom space and our master bedroom. But we're gonna take you over to the boys' bunk room and start there and show you guys a little bit of each room. Okay, so this is a space where all 3 of our preteen and teen boys share, and so it's every bit of what you can imagine if you had smell-o-vision for boys. Now when we started out traveling, the boys were 5.5, our twins, and then our oldest was 8, so they have grown in this space tremendously, yet the space itself has stayed the same. So, and we have added a puppy who has grown a little bit. This is her Kennel here, and she's grown a little bit bigger than we thought she would as a rescue. So, but as you come in the room, you'll see over here we have our oldest. This is his bunk. We don't want to film too much of it, but this is our oldest. He is beginning to not fit in this space, but he is very content here, and this is where he sleeps. Underneath here is where we have our full-size digital keyboard, as well as this is where they keep their laundry space and some music books and other books and things. And then they have drawers down here for where they keep clothing and things. So some things that are unique about this is this bed actually folds up. We don't usually ever put it up that way, but and then we also keep light blocking curtains on the windows, so that, because we're parked in lots of different places sometimes, so we never know where there's going to be light coming in. So we have those blocked, and we have them blocked out right now because it's summer in Texas, so we have to try to keep it cool as best as we can. Yeah. So, and then in here also we try to make use of space so that we can double up on things. We want to have things that have multi-purpose uses, and as well as utilizing vertical space. So you can see he has a box at the end of his bed where he keeps some of his things, because he doesn't have very many material things to store. We just have mostly just space to sleep. And then he has a ladder here that gets put away every night, so that every morning, so that at night he can climb up into the bed and get down as well. And then of course, everywhere that we have vertical space, we try to have hooks where we can hang up jackets, towels, those kinds of things. Now, this gets a little tricky because over the last year we added this dog, and she's now in this kennel, and it blocks some of our cabinets and drawer space. So one of our sons, he has his clothing drawer down in the bottom drawer down here, and he can't get to it very easily. So that has been a challenge for us as of late. Both of these drawers are kind of inaccessible, so it's made it a challenge. We've recently added these cubes here and this shelving that has been able to let them be able to store some extra baseball gear and some different books and things, and so that has been a huge blessing. So this is new for us to have here. We keep books and extra sheets and things up here in this cabinetry. And then when you come over here, we have our other two boys have their beds. So one boy sleeps down here. Now when we have travel days, this bed folds up so that this slide can come in. So we have opposing slides in this room so that there's a little bit more space for the boys. And so this is his bed here. And then we have netting spaces here for books and things. And then our other boy has his bed here, again with a box at the end. And then they have any of their hanging clothes and things in this cabinet here. So as you can see, it's a lot of space, but it's also very little space. So as they are growing, it's starting to shrink a bit.
Relatively.
Yes. And then when you come in here, this is, all three boys share this half bath here. It has a composting toilet, which is pretty unique. Most people living in a stick and bricks house do not have a composting toilet, which means that it doesn't use water to flush. We actually have solids and liquids going in separate spaces, and then it's emptied, and then we start over again. So we have a composting toilet here, as well as a sink, and then this is a door that goes to the outside, which we don't utilize very much. And they each have a little cup on the wall that they can keep their toothbrush, toothpaste, water picks, those kinds of things, so that they can keep those. And as you can see, we have an air purifier in here now because it's three boys. So, okay, what else am I missing, Jim?
So, I would say you got it covered. So we do have storage up top on both sides.
You could just
that we
switch
have.
it and then.
Yay! So we do have the storage up top on both sides, where this is just kind of general storage for things that get hidden up, and yeah. Are you covered it up?
This room does get warm pretty quickly, so especially in the summer, we have for the most part, tried to avoid super hot places, but we are in South Texas right now in the heat. So as you can see, we have a fan going on in here right now, and I don't know, it's probably mid 80s in this room right now. So we're trying to just get it cool as much as we can.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go out this way and we'll go into the main living area.
Sounds good. Go.
So this is our main living space. We have a ton of storage in here. You can see all along this upper wall here, we have tons of cabinets for homeschooling books, for extra kitchen items. We have games and things that our family plays together. So this is where we house everything up here. And we have two large windows here, but in the summertime, especially with us being here in Texas, we have those closed off as much as possible so that we can, again, try to cool things off in here. And then we have, as far as seating goes, we have one couch here and then one chair. And again, we try to have everything multi-purpose. So under the couch cushions here under our chair, we have storage. So this is where under here we keep blankets and things under this cushion. And then here under these two, we have extra pantry space. So for like any kind of canned goods, or maybe like some winter squash produce and those kinds of things, we keep those under there. And this couch has been great for our family up until the last year. Our boys have had such a growth spurt, and then also adding this puppy who grew. We don't really fit on this couch anymore.
Nope.
So, you know, as we've traveled, we try to spend as much time outdoors that we can, and so that our living space feels larger. And many times we're able to do that, but when we're in more extreme temperatures, one way or the other, or a lot of rain, those kinds of things, it's much more difficult for us to extend our living space. So when you hear of people who are maybe full-time RVers and they talk about them chasing 70-degree weather, there's more than one reason that they're doing that, because
for sure.
many times you're doing that so that you can live more outdoors. So, so this is our couch, and then we have some book space here, and with our salt lamp. And then when you come around here, this is all of our kitchen space. So we have an island here that we have a kind of a love-hate relationship with. It's great in serving its purpose. We are able to dry our dishes here. We have a double dual sink, so this has been nice for us to be able to wash and dry dishes regularly. We don't have any kind of dishwasher, so our hands are the dishwashers. We look forward to the day that we get to have a dishwasher, those first world problems that we have. And then we never know what kind of water source we're going to have, so we distill our water and then put it in this container so that we can have clean water throughout the day. And then we have a bunch of cabinetry and things down here under our island, where we have a slidable trash can and a lot of storage that you might keep under the sink for cleaning and those kinds of things. And then we have this cabinetry here that is super great for storage. We're able to put in vitamins and things, store our essential oils. We're able to put in more supplements and oils and balsamics and things that we have under there, dressings. And then this is where we store most of our dishes. So we have a TV up here and a radio that we can use when we're going to watch a movie together or something. And then kind of in this no man's land area, we have a homeschooling unit. It's a rolling cart. It has to be moved when we have travel days, because this slide comes in and covers, so we can't have this here. But when we are stationary, we're able to have all of our homeschooling stuff. We have a dehumidifier set up because humidity and RVs are not friends. And so anytime we are in more humid areas like here, then we have our dehumidifier going on as well, and so that we empty that. So back here in the kitchen again, we have what we call, this is our easy bake oven here. And we call it that because it's not very
good.
It's not very good. And so we use it for storage. As you can see, we have chips and cereals and things in here. So we don't use this as a traditional oven. And just this last year, we took out, and I mean Jim, took out our microwave that was here that we also were using for storage. And we took all of this out. He redid this cabinetry so beautifully. We painted and stained it, and then we added in a convection oven. So now we have an actual oven. So for about 5 years, we haven't cooked in any kind of oven. We've only grilled outside, cooked on our stovetop here. So this serves as an extra counter, and then when you pull it up, there's a cooktop here. So we've just now started being able to bake things in here, which we haven't made a whole lot of use of because it's a little tricky to get in and out, but we have really enjoyed this, and I'm so thankful that Jim did this. We also utilize vertical space for any of our knives that are here that we hang up with this magnetic strip. And you can see here we've done all of our produce that way as well, vertically. We do take this down again on travel days, but everything we try to utilize as much of the space that we have for either dual purpose or just utilizing all those spaces. So, and then we do have, this is one of our favorite parts of the Wild Orange, and this is our full-size residential refrigerator. We've gone through 3 different refrigerators in our time in this RV, and the one we had originally gave out on us, and then we replaced it, but it took a long time to find a replacement, and then that went out within just a few months. So This one has done a great job, and we're able to shop at, you know, for good periods of time and have food for our family. And this has been one of our favorite things. It does run on electricity, so right, it's electric.
So it's 110. It's not. It doesn't run on 12
okay.
volt.
It doesn't run on 12 volt. It runs on 110. So it's not something, a lot of refrigerators in an RV run on propane, but that's not the case with this. So once again, we also utilize our space here at the end of the island. This is where we added some shelving so that we could add in some more supplements and things. And of course, over this last year, we've added in a dog bowl, and which she has. Being a speech pathologist, I love that to highlight that she has her own set of communication buttons, and so she can tell us when she wants water, or she can tell us when she wants food, which is another button over here. So that has been great. And then lastly, this is kind of our dining room area. You can tell that it doesn't look quite large enough for 5 people, and that's because it isn't. It's not even really large enough for 3 people, but we make it
Make it work.
So we have 2 stools that we got from IKEA that fit under here, and so 2 of our boys sit on the 2 stools, and then we have another folding stool that sits here, and so one boy will eat here, another boy eats here, and another boy eats here, and then Jim and I eat on the couch. When we have nice weather and a great picnic table or things like that, and when our awning works, that's when we love to eat outdoors as much as possible so that we have a little bit more space to eat together. But when we're inside, when it's rainy or hot out, then we are eating here and on our couch. So I also look forward to the day that we get to have a dining room table together. So this table serves a lot of different purposes. We have our kombucha here. You can see we have, I don't know what this is called, but a lot of RVers use this. And it's like a reflection material that you can put in windows that helps, again, with the heat. And I think some people even use this during the winter too. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, keep the heat inside.
Yeah, to either keep the heat inside or to keep the cool inside. And this is our homemade kombucha here that doesn't like warm temperatures or super cold temperatures. So we're trying to keep him happy at a balmy between 84 and 86 degrees right now. And you can see we have little ice packs on him so that to try to keep him cool. And this is a new addition, this shelving right here. So again, we're trying to go vertical and make space for all of our kombucha brewing and things like that. And then this is where we keep our water bottles, that each person has a water bottle for the day. We do have some drinking glasses, but everything is at a premium, right? So we don't have a lot of drinking glasses. Everybody has their own drinking glass that we wash regularly. You know, we don't have a lot of extra silverware. You know, we have a regular silverware drawer like most people do, but we don't have a lot of extra utensils and things because there's just not the space for it. Okay, what am I missing, Jim, in this area?
Well, you got it covered really well. So I think the other thing would be that, so Amy mentioned that a lot of the things that we store are in locations that might not be typical. So I have a coffee grinder that is behind the couch. We have a whole house vacuum system, so it's a really long tube that runs from one end of the RV to the other, and it plugs in at the stairs behind us. Yeah. And it stores underneath the couch, kind of next to the blankets right there. So there's a lot of just different things that we have in different places that you might not normally expect to see in a home.
In this room, we have one AC unit. Mm-hmm. So we have 2 AC units for the whole RV, which sounds like a lot, but that's pretty typical for this size of an RV. Yeah. And our main AC, which is in this room, went out a couple of years ago, maybe even 3 years ago, and we just kind of dealt with it because we were in places that we could be okay with one AC unit. But then we went to several places that it was not very conducive to having one AC unit at all, and it had a lot of trouble keeping up.
Yeah.
And we had many evenings with our boys going to bed with it being 90 degrees inside our RV. It just couldn't keep up and couldn't keep everything cool. So we just recently, literally a month ago, replaced our second AC, and we're having some challenges. It's been amazing. I mean, we have finally been able to be keeping up. But here this week we've had over 100 degrees temperatures, 111, and we think we're burning up a breaker. We don't know.
So if you know a lot about electricity, more than I do, then you understand that on a circuit board, you try to keep the circuit use evenly spread out through the board so that it doesn't overheat one side of the board versus the other. So in our situation, when we had the circuit board worked on last, was when we installed our solar panels and the batteries. And so what they did was they actually put things like our air conditioning units on one side, and then the other side are things that would run just off of the batteries. So we would not run our AC unit if we didn't have external electricity. So if we're not hooked up to shore power, then we would not run our air conditioning units. And so all of our AC units are on one side, and then in the summer the problem is that side gets overheated, and so we keep popping a breaker on this AC unit here in the living room. It's got a thermal breaker on it that just pops when it gets up to a certain temperature, and so now this thing just keeps kicking off, and we keep pushing the button to reset it, and then it kicks off, and then we push the button. At night we're fine because the temperature inside is cooler, but also the AC units are only going to keep your inside temperature about 15 degrees below what's outside. So when it's 100 degrees here in South Texas, you can hope that it's going to be 85 would be about what the AC unit is going to keep it. So 85 degrees, just have a fan on, and it's just kind of one of those things that you learn to deal with. I have heard rumors that there are places around the world that don't actually have AC, and so I remember living in Germany for a period of time, and when summer hit, people didn't know what to do with themselves because there were no AC units, and so it's just something you kind of get used to over time, and you get a little sweaty, but then you cool off at night, and everything is good. So
yeah, we're thankful that where we are parked right now, there's a pool, so that has been a huge blessing. But so something that's a little unique also to RV living is the fact that you have to pay attention to what kinds of things are plugged into electricity, because you can trip breakers often.
Yeah.
So you have to pay attention to if you have an Instant Pot plugged in, plus a blender going, plus maybe the dehumidifier going, or a fan going, or if you have a space heater going, you have to pay attention to how many things are going. Otherwise, you will trip a breaker very quickly. And so a lot of times you'll have to turn certain things off to be able to run something else. And so you have to be very cognizant of that. So that's something that's unique as well.
Your house, just as an example, your house typically has 200 amps of electricity coming in, but an RV would have 50. Kind of the higher end RVs have 50 amps coming in. Some would only have 30 amps, and so you just have to be really wary of how many amps you're pulling in different things.
Yeah. So again, we have a ton of storage in here, so let's take you up the stairs here, and we'll show you the main bathroom and master bedroom. Okay. So once you come in the entryway, you'll see here, this is where we have all of our shoe storage. Again, we're just trying to make use of every bit of space that we can to put our shoes. Our shoes also keep growing. I mean, Jim and my shoes don't keep growing, but
yeah, right.
All of our boys, their shoes keep growing tremendously, and so we keep having to adjust how much space we have. And this is our hallway where we do have a small kind of coat closet here, and then this is where all of our breaker system and solar panel stuff is here as well. And so you come up the stairs, we have, again, every bit of wall space. We have space for jackets and coats. Obviously we don't need those right now, except for we do need a rain jacket every once in a while. And then this has our master bathroom that goes into the master bedroom as well. So we'll show you in here. So first we have to kick out this dog who's taking up a bunch of space. Rhema.
Rhema, come here, Rhema, come here. What are you doing?
Oh, she's like, no.
Yeah,
no, I'm good here.
Film around me.
So this is our master bathroom. The shower may be kind of like your typical bathroom shower. This is actually larger than the shower, the main shower that we had in our house outside of Houston. So, except you may find things that don't belong in a shower, like shoes, or I have other traveling friends that keep their brooms and mops and things like that in their shower. So, so this is our shower space that has served us really well. And then we have another composting toilet here. Again, it doesn't utilize water. And so we have solids and liquids go in here, and then we use a composting medium that goes in there, and it helps us to be able to be connected to places that don't use a lot of water, or if we're not connected to water. So, and then this is our sink area where we have some oils that we use at night to diffuse, so we get a better night's sleep. And then we have a medicine cabinet here for toothpaste, toothbrushes, those kinds of things, as well as some cabinetry down here where we have some cleaning supplies and blow dryers and those kinds of things. We have a ton of storage here that we're able to utilize, as well as, excuse me, this is where I can put all of my makeup, beauty supplies, things like this. And then this is where we have some extra things like Band-Aids and other cleaning supplies and things like this. Again, we're utilizing the wall space over here with towels. You can see we have towels hanging on the door here as well. We only have one towel per person, so we utilize it throughout the week, and then we wash them at the end of the week. So again, we're just utilizing as much space as we can. And then we have a sliding door here that goes right into the master bedroom. So there's two entryways into this bathroom. So we'll go in here. So this is our master bedroom. I feel like I'm having to yell a little bit more in here because it's a lot louder. We have our second AC unit right here. And so this is the one that we've been using the whole 6 years, and it's been a champ.
Well, actually, no, we did replace this one too.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So we actually have replaced both AC units during our 6 years that we've been in the RV. And this is a king-size bed, so it's a really large bed. This is larger than what we had when we were in our stick and bricks house. But this also serves as storage space. You lift up the bed, and all of this space right here is storage. So this is where we'll store things like winter coats, extra pantry items, anything extra that maybe we have in bulk that maybe we're storing and we're going to be using in the future, any of those kinds of things. And then we have cabinetry up here above above the headboard. So the storage in the fifth wheel is very plentiful. We have a great deal of storage comparatively. After 6 years of being on the road, it feels like very little storage, but
yeah.
And then over here we have a sliding mirror that houses one of our closets, and then this is a second closet slash washer dryer area. So we have hookups here that go for a stackable washer and dryer, but we decided to use it as closet space. So this essentially is Jim's closet, and this is my closet. And then we have two drawers here down below that house clothing. It's a lot of storage and a little storage at the same time. And then we have two drawers here for Jim to put some of his clothing. And of course we have books here. And again, we're utilizing all this space. We have a TV up here that rarely ever gets used. And then we have cabinetry up here and here. I have all of my jewelry here that hangs, and then usually on travel days it comes down so that it doesn't fall. But there's a lot of things that we have to make adjustments to on travel days so that things are secure. And let's see, what else am I missing in here?
I think you got it.
Thanks so much for coming on the tour with us for our unique home situation. We look forward to the time that we still have in this together and the time when God sends us elsewhere. We look forward to being on land and being able to steward land together and giving back to a community in that way. And we're going to let you go so that we can tell our boys that they're allowed back in our house.
I will just tag one thing. I will say that this has been a blessing to be able to listen to hear where God wants us to go.
Yes.
And to be able to go there, whether we wanted to or not.
Yeah.
And there are many times that we thought we were going somewhere for one purpose, but God had a different plan for us entirely. So thanks for listening and watching along with us and hanging out. And if you made it this far, you're a champ, and we appreciate you. And look forward to meeting you on the road one day.
Bye.
Bye.